Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis of data commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'm going to give my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. Right there. That's where I dive deeper into all these sectors, looking for potential investment opportunities. I do a lot of rigorous looking into the fundamentals and the technicals to find the best companies in the world based off of risk reward. And since I've got a technical analysis background, to some extent there, I look at fractal sizing. Fractal sizing ensures that the market is lining up the big move for the companies that we are in. It is validation for the market coming in and actually buying the stock. So I'm not just looking at the fundamentals hoping that people buy it. I'm looking at the technicals and the fundamentals, and it is showing signs that people are already accumulating it. And then you look at the fundamentals, and generally they match the technicals. And that goes for developers, explorers, whatever it is. So if that sounds something like you want to learn, sign on up. Mayday coupon code is what we've got for a coupon code, 50% off the first month, and a bigger discount. If you guys like the membership and you want to go to a yearly membership for a bigger savings, go ahead and sign up, and then we can dominate this market together. So let's dive in. Let's take a look, see what's going on today. We're starting with the dollar, and the dollar is doing what? So, like I've said before, I think the dollar will eventually turn, might take some time. We broke out here to the downside. We've got our retracement move coming up, and I think this will eventually roll over. That is my take. If the Fed is going to lower interest rates, if they do what they say they're going to do, you're going to see a weaker dollar. What do we see today? Bearish engulfing. Bearish engulfing are generally turning points. And what that is just means that you are breaking an uptrend line. So you kind of do an uptrend here, and then you can see it's breaking to the downside of that uptrend. Now, it doesn't mean it will break it immediately. It can, but it is a reversal candlestick. And we are looking for sideways to lower action over time. Could it go up one last little move? It very well could. But we're starting to look from, it's transitioning from an upward momentum to a downward momentum. And it may take some time for that to do it. You know, it could do something, whatever, like that. The 2-year yield is falling, and this is generally what drives the dollar, our yields. So we are down today in the 2-year, but this still looks well composed. Doesn't look like it wants to sell off a ton, just moving sideways. We've got the 10-year, it's down, but it's still well composed. So what's going to happen with the dollar if these want to go higher still? We need more data. We need to wait and watch. And then the 30-year is down a little bit, but again, that's not a big selling pressure candlestick. Not a reversal candlestick. Momentum is still coming on up, and we've got this big bullish engulfing, which makes me think that it wants to try to still go higher. PYX TNX ratio, we are up a little bit today. So we have lower dollar, lower yields. The yield curve uninverted, and this is uninverting here. And we also have the 210 uninverted. So bond prices just moving sideways here for the most part on TLT, right on support. And then we've got the 2 and 10 uninverting. So this is going to be jet fuel for gold and silver. We've been seeing gold go up in unfavorable market conditions. Now that the conditions are favorable for today, gold and silver, they're going to go way higher. This is also an upward facing pattern here. So that generally wants to move lower here. We just broke out of that pattern to the downside. So we could see further downside in the uninversion of the yield curve. And that's going to be tailwinds for precious metals. Gold's up about $27, looks fantastic. We have a downward facing pattern that we've broken, a low consolidation, and then we are running off to the races. I've heard people say, oh, no, we're going to short gold here because we're going to get a pullback. Good luck with that. Good luck. This is very strong, and people are still trading the old mindset. The new mindset, you need to be bullish. You need to be bullish when this is going on up and just ride the dang thing. Silver up 6.6%, breaking out of that 3250 level. That is called a breakout, baby. That's called a breakout. We, people who follow this channel and the website, we know this. Why? Because we're sitting on top of the pattern. We're sitting on top of it. It's going to go up. Now, we should have been in this because gold breaking here, we should have been looking back, and we should have been looking back here for potential investment opportunities. If you're real early, this is semi-early, this is late. Pro investors, pretty good investors, not as good. Now you're starting to chase. There are still opportunities in the markets to find stuff that are smaller in size though. But silver just follows gold, and what is it doing? It's following it, and it just broke up. Huge moves coming. Platinum also trying to break out here. Now, everyone's telling me, why would I buy platinum even though I purchased it all through here? Why are you doing that? That's stupid. It hasn't gone anywhere for 14 years. Guys, if that's what you think, you've got a lot of education ahead of you. What I'll say. We're going to break here. It's coiled. It's ready to go. Need to change from using price as a justification to looking at patterns. And this pattern is squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. It's been squeezing since 2020. And guess what? That's the same fractal as silver. It's just a little bit distorted. When it breaks, it's going to probably unleash. We could break on a big day and then retest, or we could break and just run. It's hard to know exactly what it will look like. I can just tell you it's squeezing. Palladium up 3.8%, and it's bounced off that support level. It looks pretty good. That's what I'll say. Looking pretty good. We've got GDX up 4%, looking fantastic. GDXJ up 5% and breaking through completely of this resistance area. There's your retest. And then SILJ is up 7%, breaking through this. And SILJ is just a leveraged bet on silver. Now, SILJ may lag in the beginning because people won't believe the move. They don't believe the silver move. They don't believe the move in the miners. They don't believe it. We're in the disbelief phase as this thing works its way on up out of patterns. Purchased here, purchased up here. We have this whole corner nailed to some degree with all my money, but with a chunk. He's been picking off stuff in 2023 at bottoms. And here we are breaking on higher. I believe that this is going to be a launching pad for something bigger that comes. This whole pattern is a launching pad for something bigger that comes. That is my guess. That is my belief at this time. XE to gold ratio. We are at a very low level. We outperformed today, 3.5%, breaking through this downtrend line. Game on, baby. Get stuck, guys. Get stuck. It's game on, is what I'll say. We are coming from ludicrous. Yes, remember Spaceballs. Ludicrous levels. Ludicrous speeds. This is ludicrous levels. And we are about to go, hopefully, higher at ludicrous speeds. I've talked about this before, how it could be a life-changing event, and people probably got bored of it just because it went sideways for a few months. It's coming, and it's going to be big. Where gold and silver mining companies outperform gold and silver. We've got crude oil down 2.5%. Should we be bearish on this? Should we be afraid? No, I'm looking. I'm on the prowl, guys. You need to start buying things when no one else gives a crap. That's how you make money. Down today, we'll see if it holds support down here. We very well could do a little detour in the short term. We'll see what it looks like. There's going to be opportunities here in crude oil soon. We'll have to watch and wait for it to bottom. And I'm going to be buying it up when no one is looking. TTF gas right underneath resistance. Still needs a little bit of shake and bake in here. We've got natural gas in America continuing to go lower. Momentum's definitely to the downside. Could be warm weather related this fall, but we're back to support. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, it's holding on in the face of weak crude oil and natural gas. Still above this breakout. We'll see if it holds. OIH selling off a little bit more, and this does look like it wants to go a little bit lower here. So we could see further selling pressure in energy services here in the short term. Look at all the big red candlesticks. A little bit of a fight by the greenies here, but looks a little bit weak and we could still go down. That is an upward facing pattern. So I think that we're going to see more consolidation, and that's going to set up an opportunity in the future. And it might not be immediate, might have to go down a couple ways in the future where we can get some good buying opportunities. We're going to capitalize on all of them. Newcastle coal futures right at resistance. We'll see if we can break through it. Natural gas isn't helping Newcastle coal futures cause. Physical uranium trust right at resistance. That resistance line's up here. I took this line, copied it, put it up here, boom, right at resistance. Gonna take some time, be patient. Physical uranium futures pricing looking good to continue higher. It's just chugging along. We've got URA up 2%. Looking fantastic. Now, what are we doing here? We're playing with all-time highs now. All-time highs. Well, hold on. 52-week highs. I'm sorry. 52. Now look at this. Look at this pattern here, guys. This is a bottom. People got scared out of it on Twitter. Not me. I don't care. Playing the bull market. I'm sizing the big move. I'm gonna make the big money. This thing's gonna go vertical, guys. It's gonna suck everyone in. It's gonna suck everyone in. Uranium, URANIUM, it's going on higher, looking good. Right, breaking through resistance. Looking pretty solid here, guys. URNJ also breaking through resistance. A pretty good day today. Pretty good day. And I like, even though it's a 2% up day, it finished strong. That's what we want. We want strong finishes. Looking at copper. Copper is starting to break out of a falling wedge. We are probably going to see a bullish move. So what would I do? Now's the time to get jiggy. Now's the time. Now, if you want to know the companies, you gotta get on the question and answer session this weekend. Ask me what would I go into? How would I play this? What are the most leveraged companies? Go ahead and ask whatever you want, and I'll try to answer to my best ability. We already have dividend paying, and some of these have a lot of growth ahead of it too. Here's your opportunity coming right in front of us. COPX starting to break to the upside. Probably going to see a move higher. Iron ore down a little bit. Maybe we come back to this support level. Don't get too focused on the short term. Think longer term. Think that this is a double bottom and that this is a part of a bigger pattern, which it is. So don't think too short term. And if this is a double bottom here, which I think it is, I also think that this is an accumulation cylinder. I also think that this was a falling wedge. And I also think that this is a breakout and a retest. And I also think that's a double bottom there. What else has double bottoms that look like this? Uranium, copper, there's a whole bunch. They have it in the same spot. So what makes you think that this isn't going to do it? That's the question. Now, there are some cheap companies in steel, in iron ore. And I know people are all gung-ho on uranium going up. But guess what? These guys performed as good or better than uranium stocks last bull market. Where do you think my money's going? And no one is looking. Aluminum up, right up against, getting up against, this is flagging out. If you guys don't notice, we're right up against resistance. We're going to try to break. It's putting together a front. We have an aluminum smelter company, a couple aluminum companies, and they're going to rip. They're going to rip. And what's going to happen? We're going to release from this zone. You can also see it looks kind of like a shoulder, head, shoulder. We're going to release and go in aluminum. Be big. You know, all the AI and the electricity, how does that get transmitted? Steel poles and aluminum. Looking at nickel, nickel's down about 2%. I've been bullish on nickel. Given a little bit more selling pressure, I still think this is that double bottom that nickel's putting in, just like iron ore is. Same thing. Ooh, moving sideways. Still looks fantastic. 3 down days, or weeks, 3 down weeks in a single up week. The buyers are in control. Buyers in control. We're probably going to see this squeeze to some degree in a falling wedge of some sort, then break to the upside. Just be patient. It's coming. Emerging markets up 1%, like in the weaker dollar, weaker yields. There's that falling wedge, just like copper had. You guys seeing the similarities here? KRE is probably going to do a retest here. It breaks out and does retests. So $59 or something like that, retest. We've got TAN. It likes the weaker yield, weaker dollar. So does lithium, weaker yield, weaker dollar. That still has downside momentum though. REMX up a little bit, downside momentum. We'll see if this is an actual flag pattern like copper. It could be. Kind of hard to see though. There's your double bottom too. That iron ore is putting in. It's just a bigger one. We've got Baltic Dry Index down, getting a little bit of selling pressure here, gaining some momentum. We could see further downside. I'll take it. I will take it. Let's head lower, guys. Give me the lows down here. I will buy it. XHB working its way on up, up. Wait, I thought housing was in a big, huge bubble. Why is it going up? Because we're going into the last stages of a big bull market in real estate. So we're up today there. Likes weaker dollar, weaker yields. Russell 2000 not really selling off much. Looks bullish to me to continue higher. Just a little flag pattern. SPX still working its way on up. We've got NASDAQ in the corner here. We'll see which direction it goes. We need the plunge protection team to push it on higher. Keep that thing going. SMCI, I don't know where this is going here. It's an ugly looking chart. You got this coming up. Then you've got another. This could be an upward facing pattern here, guys. So we'll see if that breaks and what that looks like. I would not be buying it if it were me. NVIDIA still working its way on up 0.78%. Not a beautiful looking candlestick or anything like that. Looks kind of ugly, but it is what it is. Bitcoin breaking to the upside. Guys, if you like Bitcoin, here's a breakout here. And there are ways to play this. We have some guys on the website and the community like playing it through an ETF. And then Ethereum still looks good. Just a little flag pattern here. It's starting to make its way on up. Looks good to continue higher. For Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin could have a big move here, guys. Bitcoin could have a big move. What you do and how you project this is you take the flagpole like this, and then you project it on top of it. $114,000, $115,000. I am a trader. I do not. I have no bias. Don't really care. If I don't like Bitcoin, the chart still looks fantastic. You can make money here if you want, and if you want to figure out ways to make it through Bitcoin, I can help you do that. This looks like a good entry point if you want to buy in a breakout. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Mayday coupon code if you want a discount. We've got a Sunday question and answer session coming up, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Go there. Just listen, even if you don't ask questions. Or I tape them. I put them on the website, and you can listen to them after if you can't make it. And just listen. If you want to learn how to do this stuff, listen. Now, does that mean I know everything? I don't know everything. But I know enough, I think, where I can guide most people a good bit to where they want to go. I wish I had someone in my life to do that with me. And here's the most valuable thing that I wish I could have gone back and done if I could do it again. I wish I could have learned even faster. That is the most valuable thing in investing, is learning how to play these markets to some degree, learning the right time frames, learning all of those things and then learning it through someone who's already done it to expedite the entire process. There are some things that retail investors do that are problematic across the board. They buy stocks they know nothing about. They buy a lot of risky things, and it generally doesn't play out in terms of the probability of success. And sometimes you want to put on more risk, depending on where we're at in the cycle and what the charts are suggesting across the board. And that is where I wish I could learn things even faster than what I did, now. If I could have focused like this in my early 20s and had someone kind of mentor me through it, uh, it'd be a vastly different life where I am today. I still am in a very good situation, but I mean, it would be ridiculous knowing what I knew now in my early 20s and having that patience too. Patience is something that you really need to get on. You really have to learn it quickly if you want to become good. And there are some people in the community that are pretty young. They're going to learn all this. They have a good leg higher on it and on everyone else. What I'll say. But that's what I've got for today, guys. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.